being a father is very important. Fathering a nation as well. Being a father for my children, I think, would have prepared me for the responsibilities of seeing to it that the children of the nation are also properly fathered. Well, I became a dad at age 30. I wanted to become a dad earlier. I got married at 25, but I was very much focused on my career, my political career, and my wife was also focused on her career. And we decided that before we had kids, it would have been better to set a base for them, a foundation for them, to have a home, and to have the financial wherewithal to give them the best opportunities possible. So we actually planned our children. It's great. I mean, I enjoyed very much their early childhood, playing with them, riding football, taking them to school, doing daddy duties at home. I recall that for my first son, I actually took a year off and spent that at home with him.
And how do you imagine that might be?
I did not expect that I'd have had two boys. I somehow thought I would have had girls, but I have two boys, and I'm very happy to be the father of two boys. Yeah, I mean, at this stage, I don't think I can consider it seriously to have girls. But yeah, I would have loved to, to have a daughter. But at this stage, I think that's a closed opportunity. For me, I think the biggest change would be to realize that you're now not just living for yourself, but you're living for your kids. And so much of the decisions that you are faced with are now decisions about them rather than about yourself. I don't know what my children think if I'm a cool dad, but I like to think of myself as a cool dad. I have always allowed them to explore, do what they want to do. It's always a discussion. It's always reasoning with them. The best way to describe it would be that they have grown up with a great deal of independence and autonomy, and they are allowed to make their own decisions and find their own ways of expressing themselves. Well, first I want them to be happy with what they choose to do with their lives. I want them to be productive citizens. I want them to have a family of their own, and I want them to contribute to their country. Yeah, obviously being a father is very important, and I'm now considering myself in the light of also fathering a nation as well. So being a father for my children, I think, would have prepared me for the responsibilities of seeing to it that the children of the nation are also properly fathered, and that all our children can fulfill themselves, can become productive citizens, and can achieve the happiness that we are all seeking. I can't say that I'm particularly satisfied with the state of affairs with fathers. I think there has been improvement in how Jamaican men accept their roles as fathers. I think more Jamaican men are willing to play a supporting role in the household to support mothers. I think more Jamaican men are far more understanding of their role in the development of their children. But having said that, I would say it's still not enough. I think there is still a great deal of irresponsibility in reproductive choice, in having children that they are not in a position to maintain. I think there are still, too many fathers who are dodging their responsibilities. And I think as well that, fathers have a particularly important role with their sons. And I think that's where we have the greatest challenge in fathers paying attention to their sons. Our problem in terms of gender issues, I believe, really revolve now at this juncture in our development around boys and their underperformance, particularly at the early stages in the education system, which follows right through to a great extent. And a lot of that has to do with how boys learn differently, but how fathers engage them in tactical things, engage them in practical activities, how fathers are there present with them, because boys model behavior rather than read it. They see it, so they model behavior. So what fathers do around them is so important for sons who would want to emulate, walk like their father, talk like their father, do the things their father does. So it's very important that our males acknowledge their role as role models and be positive influences on their children. There's a lot of misogyny in this society, a lot of what they call toxic masculinity in this society, and we continue to proliferate that through our behavior as men. I think we, as men, as fathers, need to be aware of this, need to be sensitive to this, and start sending the signals by how we behave to our sons, to our young men, that, first of all, they have to be respectful of life, respectful of women. They have to be honest, truthful, and they have to be productive. They have to be pro-social in their outlook. I think fathers have this absolutely critical role that is above and beyond the financial role, and more so about the example and the model that I'll be frank, right? Having children don't make you a man. It doesn't suddenly elevate you to respect because you have children. Be prepared for children. Be prepared for them. Ensure that you are mentally prepared. Ensure that you are able to make the sacrifice in time and financial resources. And I think it's always important to ensure that you're setting the stage that your children can do better than you did. There's always a mindset in Jamaica where our parents believe that they struggled and therefore their children should struggle just like them. It is that struggle that makes them tough and resilient. Not understanding that your children can learn from your experience and use your experience as a stepping stone for other experiences, which grows them and grows you as well. But sometimes it is the view that children must go through the struggles that you go through, and that sets back the generational success, because you have to go through this hardship you might come out stronger, but you may not come out better. And so my advice to fathers in particular, who play such a great role, is to set the stage for your children to do better than you. So you have to be prepared to put in the time and effort, be prepared to be the good, positive role model, and ensure that you have a good financial base to take care of them. Well, I've gotten so many tidbits of advice from my father. My father is a great thinker, and so I think I would have modeled that from him, to think things through carefully and to look at things from diverse perspectives, to be open-minded and inclusive, and to also fear God. When you're a father, you're not only a father to your own children. I think we have to appreciate more in Jamaica the concept of the community parent. And so I think more men need to take responsibility for our youngsters. And you can do this through all kinds of means: through coaching, through participating in sports, through sponsoring children. Being a father is very important. Fathering a nation as well. Being a father for my children, I think, would have prepared me for the responsibilities of seeing to it that the children of the nation are also properly fathered.